Hello and happy Tuesday. You are live with Sandra, your RDN, with It's All About Choices, where you make the decision to take action regarding your health, your wellness, and your weight goals. And I guide you through the best choices for you. And so every Tuesday, I have the pleasure of tuning in and dishing out your weekly dose of your nutrition and wellness news for your mind, your body, and your soul. And I hope that everybody is having a wonderful day. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend so far. And I thank you. I always thank you for tuning in live with me just to get a little piece of some information that hopefully will move you forward. And hopefully you're taking a little break from your hectic day to day just to kind of reset and refocus so that you can finish out your day strong. And for those who are listening to the replay, I thank you for pausing and just taking a few minutes out of your schedule to kind of slow down and take in some information that will help move you and your family forward. And so while people are tuning in, please feel free to say hello to me. I am going to pause for just 1 second. You know, I have to get my windows ready because I do enjoy engaging with each and every one of you. I like to see your name. I like to refer to you by your name, and I just love that engagement. So do not hesitate to tune in, say hello to me, ask questions, make comments. Everybody always has that burning question. So this is the opportunity to take advantage. And so we are continuing on our series here. This is the last week on our Summertime Madness series. And why is it the Summertime Madness? This is that time of the year where kids are out of school, we're vacationing more, we're out of our routine. So that generally derails us. And sometimes it sets us in a tailspin. We may eat more, we may not pay attention to what we're doing. And so that's what this is about. And so we are going to kick things off today actually with 6 tips for not regretting your 4th of July barbecue and wrecking your weight loss goals or even your health goals. Okay. So we got a holiday coming up. So for some people, that's a good thing. For some people, that is not so good thing. So it just kind of depends on how you want to look at it. And so the holidays are a time to celebrate. Okay. It's not a time to look at it in fear. It's a time to celebrate, enjoy yourself. For many people, they're off of work. So you shouldn't have to sacrifice, but you don't have to sacrifice your health and your weight loss goals every time something is going on. You don't have to feel like you have to start over and hit the reset button every time you have to kind of go out of your element, whether that's an event, whether that's a party, anything. And so these tips will help you to save hundreds of calories so you won't even miss them. And you will still have fun and you won't have to feel like you got to regret things or you're beating yourself up for weeks and weeks later. All right. And so for those who do not know me, my name is Sandra Goltry, and I am a registered dietitian, licensed nutritionist, and I'm also a certified personal trainer. And I simply help adults with that sense of frustration and overwhelm to help them through that. They've had many failed attempts with losing weight, trying to get their health under control. And so I'm just here to provide you a new, I call it a sane way, in order to really make the changes that will stick and that will work for you and your personality and for your specific needs. And the goal is you're just building lifestyle habits that last for life. Nothing complicated about that, right? And so, again, for those who are tuning in, say hello to me. Let me know if you're looking forward to the 4th. That's what we're focusing on today. So let me know if you're looking forward to the 4th, if you're traveling, if you're staying at home. But we are going to talk about, we're going to wrap up our summer series on how that summer madness, that summer change in our schedules can derail us and sometimes just kind of affects our food choices. Okay. And so we kick things off with cruising. Like, how do you return from a cruise and feel like you did not just blow everything that you've done for the whole year at that. And then we also talked about vacations, how to enjoy your vacations and still have the ability to zip your pants up. All right. So we're going to have some fun today. It's a short live today. We're going to have fun today. I'm looking for some comments. So I'm seeing none. We're going to keep it rolling. Oh, I see somebody that did say hello. Let's see who that is. I cannot see it in the window, but who just said hello to me? Thank you. I cannot see your name in StreamYard. So hello. And so my first icebreaker question that I have for you, let me get that up and going. I always got to start things up with a poll. So have you ever overdid it on the 4th of July? Have you ever overdid it? Okay. Whether that's eating too much, whether that is drinking too much, whether that's a combination of the two. So have you ever overdid it specifically at the 4th of July? Okay. Especially if you're traveling and you're around food maybe that you're not used to being around, it's tempted. We've all have been there. So it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. So let's kick things off, and I will look for those comments as I am going through to see what if anybody has had or willing to admit, let's put it that way, willing to admit that they have overdid it at the 4th of July barbecue. And so I see people continuing to chime in. So please feel free to say hello to me, where you're tuning in from. If you're looking forward to 4th of July, we're going to talk about some tips on how to enjoy your 4th of July without regretting it weeks later. So our first 2 tips we're going to talk about: use small plates, okay? So most of us, including myself, we frown when we see the small plates at the buffet line, right? You're like, okay, what am I going to put on this small plate, right? But research does show that people who choose smaller plates and utensils eat less without even noticing it. So remember, the food at the barbecue is usually high in fat, is usually high in sodium, calories, and low in fiber and other nutrients that, of course, is all good for the body. But the difference is substantial, okay? So if you, as much as 50% fewer calories is consumed, yet everyone reports the same level of fullness and satisfaction. So you find that kind of interesting, huh? And that's because you're doing other things. You're socializing, you're talking, you're running around, or you're doing things that you don't normally do. So try borrowing a plate from your kids, or even at the dessert tray. But we don't have to pile it on high. We don't have to eat it all at one time. So try that. Eat slowly and mindfully. Okay, this is your second tip. So people who eat slower tend to have fewer calories over the course of the meal. Okay, and so with a barbecue, it's a perfect opportunity to pace yourself, because everything never shows up at the barbecue on time, right? So let's say you get in the line as soon as you get there, you have your plate, it's piled high, you ate everything, and then now you see 3 people come up with something that you want. So it adds up. So really pace yourself, okay? Mix and mingle with friends, family, do some of the activities. A lot of times people have activities, fun things to do, games. So take advantage of that. So don't focus so much on the food, but you want to chat, and you want to chat more, talk more, play more, eat less. All right? And so let me ask this question. I see some comments. Let's see what we got here. Hello. Hey, Keisha. How you doing, Sora? Anthony. Well, all right. Tuning in from Houston, Texas. We got Marching 100 in the house. All right. Good to see you. That's a new face. So I love it. I love it. So yes or no, do you go back for seconds? Yes or no? So this is one of the top culprits that gets us into trouble at any event. But we're talking about 4th of July here, is when we go back for seconds. Because remember, now we got the first plate piled high. So that's another little extra bonus. Don't pile it up so high. More stuff is coming. So think about that. So how many of you all go back for seconds? And then kind of add that extra little twist. When you go back for seconds and you eat it, does that set you over the top? Usually that's when you got to unbutton, your pants or something like that, right? You got to go walk around. You feel like you want to take a nap, right? Yes, ma'am. Okay. But I know I've been there too. I've been. That's why I say start slow and ease into it. So then going back won't feel so damaging. Okay, it won't become so damaging. So now let's go into our next tip, number 3. So if you're eating slow and you're eating off small plates, then you may as well fill up on the healthy stuff first. Okay. So this is what I tend to see at barbecues. Okay. They have this nice salad, have the greens all nice and pretty. People skip that. If you skip that, be honest, chime in. Do you skip the salad? I hear people say, I didn't come here for that. I didn't come here for the salad. I came here for the real food. Well, that's part of the real food. So salads are a great place to start because they're vegetables. They're high in water content. It absorbs slowly. They have fewer calories, but yet it's going to have nutrients that's going to carry you a long way. And whatever, because it's not always salad. Sometimes they have other type of veggie. You got your broccoli salad. You have all these different type of vegetables, but people tend to walk past it. And those trays are full by the end of the barbecue. So salads are usually skipped. So and then, here I come saying, hey, eat that. That's a good step in addition to. All right. So Let me know. Chime in. Chime in. If we got anybody's gonna tell the truth here, let's see here. I try to get a small amount on the second plate. Okay. And for some reason, there we go. The second time around. So you try to lighten up. That is good. That's good. That's one approach. And especially if the first one wasn't too piled up too high. But I know I've been guilty. You want to get it all. You may not have any left if you go through the line. So we kind of think about that in the back of our heads, don't we? So our fourth tip, skip the chips, the crackers, and the bread. Okay, so we're going to be careful about this bread thing. So skip the chips, the crackers, and the bread. So refined carbs are, the I won't say the worst thing you can eat because they do offer very little nutrients and satisfaction for our body. However, there is a balance between nutrition and having fun. So I will not say don't ever have refined carbs. It's kind of unrealistic to say that. However, it is it is loaded with calories. It is dangerous, especially for somebody who's diabetic, needs to watch the sugar levels and things like that. It will spike it up. However, balance, moderation is key. And so barbecues are filled with wonderful food. So you do have to kind of balance your fun food and your nutritious food and balance it out and enjoy. I don't ever want you to feel like you cannot enjoy. Now, you don't have to eat a burger without the bun. I know a lot of people do that. They feel like that's smart and that's the best thing to do. But then I also watch that same person have the cake and they'll have, some kind of dessert and they'll have the chips and so they're still having carbs, they're just having it in a different form. So I say make your best choice. Peruse, make your best choice. Okay. So for some people, if chips is your thing, have the chips. If the bun is your thing, have the bun. But the thing is, you got to make a choice. When you have the bun and the chips and the dessert and the ice cream and the cookies, that's when we run into the problem. So you got to kind of make some choices and realize that, hey, if you don't want to regret it weeks later, make some choices. So pick your best, be selective, pick the stuff that you really, really like, stuff that's okay. Okay, you can eat that any day. Get the stuff I like to offer the things that's homemade, stuff that I can't just go in the store and buy. So that is a candidate for, having a little splurge, if you want to call it. All right. And so okay, that's what we just talked about. And we talked of name your favorites. So let me ask you all, name your favorites. What are some of your favorites that you like to have at a barbecue? What do you look forward to? Like, you're going to have such and such, especially if the host is somebody that you are familiar with and you know that they make this, or somebody's always going to bring your favorite dish. Okay. So one of mine was potato salad. Okay. Now everybody cannot make good potato salad. Okay. So I enjoy when somebody can make some good potato salad because it's very hard to come by. And then I also love grilled corn on the cob. So some of you all name some of your favorites. Oh, let's see here. I see all kind of comments. Let's see here. Let's see. Making a choice is definitely something I can do. Yay, Keisha. Thank you. Baked beans. Ah, that's a good one. So, baked beans are serious. For some people, a lot of people, it's serious. It's not just about putting it out of the can. You got to add all kind of stuff to it, right? You add your ground beef, you add your all kind of stuff, sugar, brown sugar, this and that. So if somebody has some good baked beans and they got a good recipe, let us know. Shout out. Burnt hot dogs, brisket, mac and cheese, and baked beans. That's a plate right there. That sounds good. Dressing. Tell us about that dressing, especially coming from Texas. I can only imagine what that is. What's in that dressing, Anthony? Tell me, talk to me. And let's go into, while I'm getting all that information, I'm going to go into our last two tips. And that is keep the dessert small. Okay? Keep the dessert small. Like, now, what I didn't say avoid it. I mean, if that's not your thing, then absolutely avoid it. But if it's homemade, you're going to get my attention. If it's something that looked like it came from Publix or Sam's, or I could pass. Okay, I can do that anytime, right? So the difference between a large slice of cake and a smaller slice of cake can literally add up to 100 calories, hundreds of calories. So you're still having the cake, but how much of it are we going to have? Okay. So, and to reiterate, the sugar and the refined carbs and the most, are, they're not the healthiest. We know that in terms of insulin spikes, lack of nourishment for the body, and triggers for cravings. We know all that. But again, balance. That said, you don't have to pass on it completely. Okay. So keep your portion sizes in check. Okay. and take some home. If you feel like you want to have more, take some home. We always have those to-go containers, right? So think about that. And think before you drink. That's the last one. We look for some comments just to make sure I'm on task. I'm looking for Anthony to tell me about this dressing. So I'm looking for that. So think before you drink. Okay. So there is a place for alcohol in a healthy lifestyle. And actually, this is not just limited to alcohol. Okay. This is also involves non-alcoholic drinks, especially your sugar sweetened drinks. Okay, all of those have calories. It all adds up in addition to what we are eating. And so smart choices will make the difference between losing, gaining, or just simply maintaining. Okay, so not to mention your self-control. Okay, so specifically with alcohol, we won't talk, that's more of a self-control issue more so than the non-alcoholic drinks. And so think about this: one sugary mixed drink can have about 600 to 800 calories in it. So if you're somebody who only needs 1,200 calories in a day, you do the math, right? That's half or more of your calories on something that's not even food, and you still need to eat because that's not going to fill you up, right? And so that means having two of these amounts to more food than some people need in a day. Okay, so it adds up. And again, you haven't even had any food yet. So is it worth it? Yes, you can have some, but that much of it. So you might want to consider that. Consider that. So, you stick to wine, you stick to beer, plenty of water, and remember to pace yourself. You want to pace yourself if that's something that you desire. Now, I'm not promoting having alcohol if that's not your thing, but if that's something that you feel like you need to have, just have it in moderation. Have it in moderation. Let's see here. I see something here. A lot of cornbread, a lot of cornbread and butter. All right now. Sounds good. See, that's something that I would have gotten because I know that's homemade. See, I would have been right there trying it out and thinking about the effects later. Well, considering all that later, but I definitely would have tried it out. All righty. And so share with me, what dessert do you like to indulge in? Okay. What dessert do you all like to indulge in or is it drinks? Is it desserts or both? When you tend to go to the 4th of July barbecue, what do you tend to indulge in the most? So you got the desserts, you got the drinks, or both? Because these are kind of something that really take us over the edge. We got the food, that's a whole separate entity, the food. But now you're talking about the desserts and the drinks. That is a whole, because that's something that we would have lingering throughout the entire time that you're at the event, especially the drinks. So that's something that we really want to watch. I personally rather eat my calories than drink my calories, but everybody is different. We still have to watch it either way, whether it's from food or whether it is from alcohol, whether it's from drinks, sodas, juice. We all got to watch it. Okay. All right. So let me check for some comments. Drinks. All right. Exactly. So you look forward to the drinks. So and how you doing, Krista? Thank you for tuning in. Small tricks can save you hundreds and potentially thousands of wasted calories because it does add up fast. You'll be surprised that you won't even miss, especially if you're balancing things out. You're also enjoying the non-food related activities that are going on, and you will feel so much better the next day. So if you feel bloated and you feel in some kind of way the next day after 4th of July, sometimes go ahead and chime in. And we've been there too. And so why sacrifice a good time when you can, just upgrade your health style, when you can just add a little upgrade to how you handle things, balance things out. So if you found this very helpful, definitely I ask that you share this with your friends, your family on your Facebook page. You can share it on your friends' Facebook page if they're okay with that. And really, we just want to spread the news. We got the 4th coming up, and I want people to enjoy. We want to enjoy ourselves, but we don't want to always have to have the effects of it. And remember, you can't out exercise a bad diet. So don't try to do it. And don't starve yourself before you go to the event either. That's another mistake that we made. So I appreciate you sharing this information with your circle of friends. Reach one, iron sharpens iron, right? When it comes to our health and our wellness. And so I will check for some final comments. I'll go for the dessert. Oh, peach cobbler. See, yes, she went there. Keisha went there with the peach cobbler. It's hard to find somebody who can make good peach cobbler, but yes, if I see that rolling up in the place, I'll check that out too because you don't get that every day either. That was a good one. I haven't had good peach cobbler in years. So, this concludes what I have today for you, your weekly dose of nutrition news for your mind, your body, and your soul. Thank you all for engaging. I love it. I love it. I hope and pray that each of you have a wonderful and safe 4th of July and enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Tune in next week. I'm going to start a new series. We are in the month of July, and I'm going to talk about managing a social life without weight gain. Okay, so a lot of times people kind of fringe when they have an active social life, and how to balance that with self-care and even eating healthier. And so we're going to kick the first week off though with my up close and personal segment, and we're featuring Robin Bennett. And her story is titled How Robin Gained Control of Her High Blood Pressure, Reduced Medication. She went down from 2 to 1 and lost 18.5 pounds despite trying various diets, boot camps, and trying to do it alone. And so she shares her journey of stress eating, feeling sluggish all the time to the point where she thought that that was normal because she was a mother of teenage kids and just not feeling confident in her own self-image. And so she also shares the value of having an accountability partner who has already reached, not just reached the goals, but have maintained the goals that you are trying to achieve. So that is very important. So she actually brought a different perspective that I found very intriguing about accountability partners, because we all have them, but she has a very insightful viewpoint on the importance of having the right accountability partner. So definitely tune in, very impactful, and blessings to each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.